the right kind of nutrients back to the ground so that the plants will grow, because they can't just put artificial fertilizers and pesticides on the plants. So the organic foods are not only healthier for you because they're safer from a toxicity level, but they generally tend to be more nutritious for you. Okay, so I personally don't buy 100% organic, but I pick and choose, what we buy based on, and that's something that I'll talk about in a second. I'm going to, as a process of going forward from tonight's presentation, I'm going to do a series of posts on our Facebook page, and one of the posts I want to put up is a list of which foods are most important to buy organic and which ones it's not as important with as far as toxicity level. Okay? Buying wild and free range is kind of a separate thing. One of the biggest areas of concerns from the nutritional standpoint and also the toxicity of foods comes with proteins or with meats. That many of our dairy products, many of our cattle, many of our poultry, a lot of our eggs are raised in such a way that those animals aren't in their natural environment. They're not fed their natural diet. For example, there's a big difference when I say wild or free range. That would mean like the difference between a cow that's out eating grass and grazing versus a cow that's kept penned up and just fed corn all day long. The cow that is grass-fed is going to actually have some of the same omega-3 fats that you get in the fish oil, actually almost as much as salmon, and going to be beneficial for you. Whereas the grain-fed cow is going to be pro-inflammatory. Okay, so if possible, trying to buy wild and free-range meats is a really good idea, and with eggs also. Eggs, by the way, are an economical and good source of protein, and you can even buy what are called omega-3 eggs, where the chickens are actually literally fed flax seeds, which are high vegetable source of omega-3 fats, and so they put more of those beneficial fats into the eggs. Okay.
Another thing to mention with that is the free range. When we know in human beings, stress chemicals running through our bodies isn't good. They cause all kinds of havoc. Well, imagine if you're a chicken and you're in a cage all day, your whole life. The number of, or how often the stress chemicals are signaled in their bodies, and then we're eating that. So that's
one of the posts I'm going to put up is the link to go to a documentary called Food Inc. And some of you might have seen that, but they really, it's a whole documentary that's done on kind of the food industry. It made me not want to eat meat for a while. I love meat. But they talk about, unfortunately, some of the common practices in, not family farms, but in the big business farms where, like you said, the animals are really kept in inhumane kind of conditions that aren't healthy for them. Planning your meals ahead of time or your menus ahead of time, chopping, washing, prepping, that really is a key to success. And some of you that have been in my nutrition talks before have heard me focus on this, that I tell people that preparation beats willpower any day. Okay, so planning is really the key. You need to make these foods that you're going to be eating in this plan readily available and easy for you and hopefully your whole family. We try at our family when we bring home produce to have it be ready to eat. So the broccoli gets cut up and put in Ziploc bags or put in Tupperware and put in the refrigerator. The eggs, like one of the things we do at our house is we almost always buy an extra dozen eggs, and the first thing we do when we get home is hard boil them. I've learned you have to make sure you write on the outside of the container that they're hard-boiled, and then put them back in the refrigerator. And they're a great, easy source of protein that's ready. So having all of your stuff ready, and like another common thing is there's some convenient things nowadays that you can buy. Like one of the things that we eat a lot of is called broccoli slaw, and you can find it in all the produce sections, and it's just a little container, and it's chopped up broccoli with also some carrots and some red cabbage in it, and it's just chopped up and ready to go. You can throw it in a bowl with some chicken breasts or some eggs that you've cut up and put over top of it, put some vinaigrette and olive oil dressing on it, and maybe a few nuts, and you've got a great FLT meal that would qualify for filling one of your meals in less than 5 minutes. You also can use it, by the way, for making stir fry. You can throw it in the pan with, again, some chicken or some shrimp or something. So there's a lot of tricks you can do, but you have to be prepared ahead of time to have those things ready to go. because I can tell you from experience that if you're hungry and you've got 4 kids that want to eat and it's 6:30 at night and all that's available is a frozen pizza, that's probably what you're going to eat. So you have to make sure that you plan ahead. Packing your food is really huge. Unless you're at home all day long, if you're out, this plan is all day long. So although you can stick to the plan eating out, it's very difficult to do. At most restaurants, it's difficult to find the kind of health foods that you really want to eat at most restaurants. So it's always better to pack your food ahead of time, pack your lunch, and even packing snacks. Again, that's one of the benefits of, besides the improved, like the twice the benefits that the studies show that people had with using the products, the Ultrameal Plus 360. The other big benefit is that, again, it's convenient. It's something that you can take and travel with you. And again, that's why it says the shakes and bars at the end help you to stay compliant. Ideally, I would recommend that most of my patients just utilize the medical food for 2 of, like I said, their meals or 2 snacks, and eat real food the rest of the time. But I would rather have you use 3 or 4 servings of these and instead of skipping meals. Okay, so it's not, I'd like you to eat real food, but if, say, circumstances beyond your control, you couldn't eat because something happened, that's why it's a good idea to maybe have a couple of bars with you or have the availability to use the product. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is that the products that we have tonight, yeah. I know you don't. Oh, thank you. Hello. I know you don't all have one of these sheets because we didn't have enough for everybody, but the offer we are making available tonight is that the kit that we have, like Nahala talked about, is the medical food, it's the fish oil, it's a package of the Ultrameal bars, a shaker cup, and then a bag, and we're selling that tonight for $84.95 plus whatever the tax is. And this is a deal actually through Metagenics, and we're passing it on to you. The normal price through Metagenics would be $110 for this. And so one of the things we're going to do tonight is that we're going to make up some samples, and you can try some of the medical food. Also, we have cut up some of the bars that you can try. So this is a limited time offer that Metagenics isn't going to have forever, but it's available actually this month, and it looks like next month also. Basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nahal, but I believe if you do 2 servings a day, it's a 2-week supply. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So if you do the full 2 servings a day, it's a 2-week supply with the products that you would get here. Okay.
Can you break that down and buy that individually? I mean, as an example, I hate to say this out loud, but I have a bunch of fish oil at home.
Oh, yeah. You can do that, but for tonight, we're selling it as a package all together. If you break it down, it would be whatever our normal price is for the different products. Okay, so and this fish oil also, if you're used to buying fish oil at the office, this isn't. We normally carry the extra large bottle. This is the 60 soft gel, so it's a smaller size because it's designed to kind of match the amount you would need for the 2-week supply here.